Hello, my dear child. It's Grandpa, sitting here in my old rocking chair, the one that's held me through many a long evening. I've been thinking about you, about the kind of person you're becoming, and I want to talk about something important today. Confidence. Not the loud, showy kind you see on billboards or in movies, but real confidence. The kind that lives deep in your bones and carries you through life's ups and downs. I'm going to share some stories, a bit of advice, and all the love I've got, just like I would if you were right here with me. So, settle in, maybe grab a warm drink, and let's have a heart-to-heart. Confidence is a funny thing. When I was young, I thought it meant having all the answers, looking sharp, or talking the loudest in the room. I'd see fellows strutting around, acting like they own the world, and I'd think, that's what I need to be. But child, I learned the hard way that real confidence isn't about being perfect or proving you're better than anyone else. It's about knowing who you are, trusting your heart, and standing tall even when you're scared. Let me tell you a story about when I first started to figure that out. I was about 20, working as a clerk at a hardware store. I was shy back then, always worried I'd say the wrong thing or make a fool of myself. Customers would ask for advice on nails or paint, and I'd stumble over my words, afraid I'd sound dumb. One day, a big shot contractor came in, needing supplies for a house he was building. He was loud, impatient, barking orders like I was a kid who didn't know a hammer from a hoe. I felt small, like I didn't belong behind that counter. My hands shook as I rang up his order, and I mixed up the prices, which made him snap at me even more. I went home that night feeling lower than a snake's belly. Your great-grandma, who always had a way of seeing through me, asked what was wrong. I told her I'd never be good enough, that I didn't have the confidence to handle folks like that contractor. She listened, then said something I've never forgotten. John, confidence isn't about knowing everything or winning every fight. It's about showing up, doing your best, and letting your heart shine through. She told me to go back the next day, hold my head up, and treat every customer like they mattered, no matter how they acted. The next week, that same contractor came back. I was nervous, but I remembered your great-grandma's words. I took a deep breath, looked him in the eye, and helped him find what he needed. I didn't know all the answers, so when he asked about a tool I wasn't sure of, I said, "Let me check on that for you." To my surprise, he nodded, and by the end, he even thanked me. I didn't change him, child, but I changed me. I started to see that confidence wasn't about being flawless. It was about being honest, trying hard, and respecting myself enough to keep going. Let me share some advice from that lesson. First, know that real confidence starts inside. It's not about how you look or what others think. It's about trusting you're enough, just as you are. You don't need to be the smartest, the loudest, or the best at everything. You just need to be you with all your quirks and dreams. When I stopped trying to act like someone else and started being John, plain, hardworking John, I felt stronger. So, take a moment each day to remind yourself of what you're good at, whether it's listening to a friend, fixing something broken, or just showing up with a smile. Those are your roots, and they'll hold you steady. Another thing, don't let mistakes shake you. I used to think every slip-up was proof I wasn't cut out for things. Like the time I tried giving a speech at a community supper. I was maybe 25, asked to say a few words about a charity drive. I practiced for days, but when I stood up, my mind went blank. I stuttered, forgot half my lines, and sat down red-faced. Sure, everyone was laughing. But later, a neighbor came up and said, "John, you spoke from the heart." That's what mattered. That taught me confidence isn't about getting it perfect. It's about daring to try, even when you might stumble. If you mess up, laugh it off, learn, and step up again. Each try builds you stronger. Let me tell you another story, one that showed me confidence in someone else. When your mom was about 10, she wanted to join the school talent show. She loved to sing, but she was terrified of performing. She'd practice in her room, voice soft as a whisper, afraid she'd sound silly. I sat her down one night and said, "Sweetheart, it's not about hitting every note. It's about sharing your gift." We worked together, her singing louder each day, me clapping like she was on Broadway. The night of the show, she walked on stage, knees shaking, but she sang her heart out. The crowd cheered, not because she was perfect, but because she was brave. That's confidence, child. Showing up, sharing who you are, and letting the world see your light. Here's more advice. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. I was lucky to have your great-grandma, and later your grandma, who believed in me when I doubted myself. They didn't sugarcoat things. They'd tell me when I was wrong, but they always reminded me I could grow. Find your cheerleaders, whether it's family, friends, or a teacher, and be that person for someone else. 2. I remember a co-worker at the store, Sam, who was even shyer than me. I'd joke with him, ask his opinion, make him feel seen. Over time, he started speaking up, even joking back. Helping him built my confidence, too. It's funny how giving strength to others makes you stronger. Another tip, do small things that scare you. Confidence grows like a muscle. You stretch it, it gets tougher. After that speech flop, I made myself talk more at meetings, even if it was just a quick question. Each time got easier. For you, maybe it's calling someone new, trying a hobby, or speaking up in a group. Start small, like smiling at a stranger or asking a question in class. Every step proves you're capable, and soon those steps feel like strides. I once joined a bowling league, though I was terrible at it. My first game, I knocked down 2 pins. But I kept going, laughed at my gutter balls, and by the end, I wasn't half bad. More than that, I felt proud for sticking with it. Let me share one more story from when I was older. I'd started a little handyman business, fixing porches, painting fences. I wasn't trained, just learned as I went. One day, a lady hired me to build a bookshelf, something I'd never done. I wanted to say no, scared I'd botch it, but your grandma said, "John, you fix worse. Try." I took the job, studied books on carpentry, measured twice, cut once. It wasn't perfect. One shelf was a touch crooked, but the lady loved it. She said it had character. Like me? That job taught me confidence comes from facing what you don't know, learning as you go, and trusting you'll figure out. If you're struggling with self-esteem, here's something to hold on to. You're already enough. You don't need to earn your worth. It's there in your kindness, your effort, your unique way of seeing the world. I used to compare myself to others, folks with bigger houses, better jobs. But your grandma taught me comparison steals joy. Instead, I started noticing what I brought to the table, my loyalty, my work ethic, my bad jokes that made her laugh. Make a list of what makes you, you. Maybe you're patient, creative, or good with animals. Those are your strengths, and no one can take them away. One last bit of advice. Be kind to yourself. I was hard on myself when I was young, always thinking I should be more, do more. But beating yourself up doesn't build confidence. It tears it down. Talk to yourself like you'd talk to a friend. If you fail a test, don't say, "I'm stupid." Say, "I'll study harder next time." When I messed up that bookshelf, I didn't dwell on the crooked shelf. I told myself, "You built something that works, and you'll do better next time." That kindness kept me going, and it'll keep you going too. Before I wrap up, I want to ask you something from the bottom of my heart. If this talk has lifted your spirit, if it's made you feel a bit braver, please hit that subscribe button. It's not just a button. It's a way to join this family, to sit with me every week and share these stories and lessons. Your support keeps Grandpa Talk alive, keeps this old man's voice reaching you and others who need a nudge toward confidence. It means everything to know you're out there, listening, growing, shining in your own way. I love you, child. You got a spark that's all your own, and I believe in you. Until next time, hold your head up, trust your heart, and take one brave step at a time. You're already more than enough.